So I got conned into doing the barnacle buster on the air conditioned units in our Leopard48. Three air conditioned units, a salon, and then of course the port side and the starboard side. So 3 different times you have to do this. Yes, I admit we've never done it one time since we've owned the boat. I suspect it was never done before that either. So yeah, we got down to it. We're doing it now. So we set up a
only after he retired.
Yeah, we set up a pretty nice system to do it. Relatively easy to do. You just got to get all the fittings and all the right connections and the right pump to be able to do it. But here's what we've got here. So we've got our 5-gallon bucket, as you can see there. And in that 5-gallon bucket, we have a small 1,100 gallon per hour bilge pump in there.
We'll show you that in a minute.
And then we have the pump that is pumping the fluid barnacle buster from the bucket right to the entrance of the air conditioner, but instead of the entrance of the air conditioner, we went straight from the air conditioner pump. So that way we get the entire flush line, the entire cooling line from the AC pump all the way up to the air conditioner, through the air conditioner unit, and then all the way down through the discharge hose as well, which of course goes out of the boat on the through hull above waterline coming out of the boat. So we're covering literally everything on the air conditioner unit except of course the through hull coming in, the strainer, and the pump itself, which don't collect nearly as much bad stuff as what we're cleaning out right now. And it began to clean itself pretty quickly.
And this is on the salon.
Yeah. Now you need 12-volt battery power, obviously, for the little bilge pump I have in there. I happen to have a spare battery I keep on board, so I just hooked it directly to that to make life a little bit easier for me. And we've run it right now for not very long. It's only been about 20 minutes, and we're already getting a lot of good cleaning out of those hoses, but we're going to at least run it for 3 hours or more.
That used to be pink.
Yeah, so it's definitely getting clean. So these lines over here, they were literally black before, and you can already see getting translucent there and loosening up and getting rid of that material. So looks great.
And Stephen, what's this hole in the hull?
Yeah, that was a good find as well. So when I disconnected the discharge from the air conditioner, goes through the through hull above the water line outside of the boat on this elbow, and as soon as I touched it, that elbow was so brittle it broke halfway off and pretty much just broke right off. I couldn't believe we didn't have a bunch of water in the bottom of the bilge, so that thing was ready to go any minute. So one more project to replace this piece as well.
Here is the salon air conditioning unit itself. This hose right here was black before, and now it is working on getting itself clean and pink, and all inside those pipes and the heat exchanger. Is it, Stephen?
Yes.
That's all getting cleaned out. We were having some high pressure errors quite frequently on this, and so we decided to finally do this. We've been thinking about it for a number of years, but just don't have the time when you're working. So now that Stephen retired, we can get things done that we really do need to get done, and hopefully this unit will run much better. Here's the final clean tubing. At least you can see that, how well it did. And we did use barnacle buster. That one down there is pretty clean. It's still got some residue in it, but certainly not black like it was before. And once we get our new fitting for the through hole, we can turn around and give her a test. The results that we saw from our air conditioner flush, they seem to run quieter, and there seems to be a more steady stream of water discharge coming out on the side of the boat. Obviously, we had a little bit of an issue where our elbow broke, and so what you see here is just a temporary fix until we get another elbow ordered and it arrives, and we can replace that elbow. And we're probably going to order Lots of elbows, because if one cracked, guess what? Gonna be more cracking soon. Leave us a comment if you have any questions. There's many ways to do this, obviously. We're just sharing our way, and yeah, it was a project. I think next time it'll go a lot faster, but we only basically did one air conditioner per day, as we're on and off the boat a lot as well, and didn't want to leave it too long without being on the boat with it.
Okay, we're continuing the operation of flushing the air conditioning units on our Leopard48. And the way we're flushing it, we basically have a very simple setup where we have the first hose that has the bilge pump on it, just a regular, this is 1100 GPH, gallon per hour bilge pump. And then it's hooked to a 5/8 inch hose because I wanted that to be the same size as the air conditioning hose. And that's going all the way to the discharge hose on the pump, and you'll see that in a moment. So that's going to be our input of the flush going into the air conditioner system. So we get the hose all the way from the pump up to the air conditioner unit, which happens to be this starboard unit here. And then that starboard unit discharges out through the hull over here. And there, we've taken off that connection. And we've hooked up one separate hose there, which is going to be our discharge hose that will come right back into the bucket, so we have the total recirculation for the flush fluid.
And no, that hose is not a black hose. It's actually just filled with gunk. So you can see the difference in the hose if you just compare these two. You have gunky hose and clear hose.
So all we'll do next is we'll just put the pump into the flush fluid. And it goes down into the bottom of the tank, the bucket. And then we'll also have the hose for the discharge side of the air conditioner. And that's going to create our total circulation there. So in just a moment, I'm going to tie this discharge hose to the bucket just so it doesn't come out. It flushes very easily once it gets all the air out of it, but at first it can jerk around a little bit because it has air in it. So in a moment I'll get that started up. So we've got our sump pump, our bilge pump in there. We've got our discharge coming from the discharge side of the air conditioner here. The seacock obviously is closed right now, but all we're going to do is flush totally through the system right here. So I'm going to just go ahead and hook it up. For my power supply, I keep a spare battery on the boat for engine start, for generators, etc. It's very easy for me to just use this, hook the bilge pump up to it. Doesn't hurt to exercise that battery a little bit as well. And it gives me plenty of time. Last night I ran the salon air conditioner for 4 hours. Here we go, ready?
Good bubbling.
So those hoses are starting to fill. Bubbles will go away. And now we're flushing, and we're flushing at, like I said, that little pump is 1,100 gallons per hour. It's pretty good pace for it.
That's a lot of gallons. So we're gonna run 4,400 gallons through.
That's correct.
Oh my God.
And this is the mix on this barnacle buster is recommended at 4-to-1. I probably have a little bit stronger solution than that.
You can see the clear hose is now pink. The black hose is still black. For now. We will return in 4 hours.
But one more thing to keep in mind, like I said, they recommend 4-to-1 on that barnacle buster. That's a gallon, so it'd be 5 gallons total. I probably use something more like about 4 gallons, but keep in mind, if you'll notice that the level of the fluid has gone down dramatically because the whole system itself probably holding at least as much as a gallon. So don't sell yourself short when you fill your bucket, because you're going to need a gallon to go through the system and then the recirc amount.
And make sure you got a big enough bucket. None of those 5-gallon buckets that are actually 4 gallons.
That's right, this is a 4-gallon bucket because my 5-gallon bucket had a leak in it. It's very simple to build your own barnacle buster air conditioner flush kit system. They sell them online for $100 or something like that. We probably spent, I don't know, maybe 30 bucks at the most, probably less than that. And a lot of this equipment we already had on hand. So think about it, all you really need is your pump to be able to pump the barnacle buster through the system, which you connect at the discharge part of your air conditioner pump. And then you need a return line, which is on the discharge of your air conditioner itself, goes out through the through hull going outside of the boat. You disconnect that, and then you have another tube that you put together for the discharge side to go into a 5-gallon bucket. So both of these are simply a way to get it in through the air conditioner system and a way to get it out of the air conditioner system. Both of them end up in a 5-gallon bucket full of the barnacle buster fluid, or whatever fluid you choose, and then it simply recirculates. So all we did was use a standard submersible bilge pump, 1-inch connection there, down to a 5/8 or a 3/4 inch connection here for this tubing, and then this goes into the tubing on the discharge side of your pump. And for that, we simply got a little 5/8 or 3/4 barb to barb connection there, and that connects to the discharge tubing on your pump and goes into the air conditioner.
What size pump is that?
This one is a Rule 2000 pump. You can use a Rule 1500 to 2000 pump of your choice. It doesn't really matter what you use. And then on the discharge side of the air conditioner, going to the through hull, at the through hull connection, we pull that tubing and we connect the discharge tubing to this 5/8 or 3/4 barb to barb connection, and then this simply goes back into the 5-gallon bucket. So you have your roll pump that sits inside of the 5-gallon bucket, flushes all the way through the system, the air conditioner system, comes out of the discharge size, connects to the discharge of your fluid, of your air conditioner, and then back into the 5-gallon bucket for your recirc loop. Very, very simple to build, very easy to use.
And Steven, since you're the pump guy, how do you connect that? How do you power that pump?
So obviously it's just a 12-volt connection here. You can build extra wires onto this, find a connection point at your battery source on your boat. Or me, I simply have a 12-volt extra battery, and all I did was sit it right beside the bucket, and then I connected these right to that 12-volt battery. It ran plenty fine for me. In fact, we flushed it for over 4 hours on some of these systems.